Can you introduce yourself?
I am Jennifer George. I am the Chief Creative Officer at the Rube Goldberg Institute, which is a not-for-profit organization focused on equity and access in STEM and art education. I also happen to be Rube's granddaughter, so everything Rube eventually comes across my desk.
How can this competition play a role in developing creativity and problem-solving skills in young students?
Really, I think kind of fundamentally, it's about teamwork, working together to really use your creative instincts to solve the problem at hand. I find today that so much of what we do alone, we do at computer screens. We don't really have an outlet for hands-on problem solving, and therefore it sort of creates a chasm in our social skills and kind of the emotional development kids experience as they are navigating situations in school and how they relate to people in the real world, young and old alike. So the first thing is we throw a bunch of kids together and they have to build as a team. So teamwork is super important. The second thing is, again, imagine you're stranded on a desert island. You might not have all of the things, in fact, you probably wouldn't, to maybe survive, get yourself situated. You have to be resourceful and improvise. And the same thing is true with the Rube Goldberg machine, because we really ask that you use only everyday objects and things that that you don't buy at stores. So instead of dominoes, you might take a row of books to create part of your chain reaction. Instead of marbles, you might use golf balls if you happen to have those lying around. So, and then you'll use a bicycle turned upside down and a fan and an old pair of boots and mix it all up and figure it out, and you can put together a great Rube Goldberg machine. So that's sort of number 2, improvisation, using available resources. And number 3, creativity and storytelling and narrative. That's kind of the third piece of the pie. We really do love a narrative and a story wrapped around your machine. So if the task, let's say, because it was this task a while ago, was open a book. Every machine across every level of the competition, each machine had to open a book in the most complicated and silly and ridiculous way possible. We had themes from the kids that were Star Wars themes because they were opening a Star Wars book. We had Harry Potter themed machines. We had Dr. Seuss machines. So we had kind of textbook astronomy machines. So we really do ask that you imbue your machine with a story. And it really does involve all aspects of kids, everyone with different interests working together. So let's say you have the science kids and the kids who really understand mechanics. They may be the ones who are putting the pieces together to get the machine working. Then you have the artists. They're going to make sure the machine looks great. You're going to have the writers. They're going to figure out the story behind the machine. And then you've got a few kids that are the actors. They're going to be the ones that introduce the machine because we asked for video introductions. And finally, there's usually 1 or 2 kids in the class who are really the class clowns, the silliest kids in the class. It's their job to figure out how to make the machine funny, make us laugh. That's what a great Rube Goldberg machine does. So again, I think if kids have fun with these projects, they actually learn without realizing how much they're learning.
What advice would you give to aspiring scientists and engineers?
The best advice is to dream, think big, think outside of the box, don't take no for an answer, and keep trying. Always keep trying and pursuing your idea. And have fun while you're doing it. If it's a heavy thing, and it's funny, the engineering students at Purdue University, which is really where the machine contest was born, it's where we have had some of the most incredible engineers on the planet build some of the most amazing machines. And in fact, our national finals will be back at Purdue this year. And it's funny, I've talked to so many of these students, now engineers, who talk to me about how they participated in the Rube Goldberg Machine Contest because it gave them an outlet for all of the stuff they were learning, but it wasn't serious. They didn't have to take it too seriously. They could have fun, and they could brainstorm with other students. So it is a wonderful, wonderful way to really express your creative and scientific and engineering skills in a completely different landscape.
Can you provide a brief description about this year's competition?
This year's competition, we actually went back to the very first contest task from the very first competition at Purdue University, and the task was put toothpaste on a toothbrush. So we want to see, in the most overly complicated way possible and funniest way possible, how you put toothpaste on a toothbrush. Our sponsors this year are Crest and Oral-B. It's funny, Crest was the toothpaste that I've used since I was a kid and that my parents used, and they used it because their parents used it. So I can actually say that this year's competition sponsors are Rube approved, literally. So he would be very happy to see that Crest is the toothpaste of choice that we're using in our machines this year.
Do you have any message for our official partners in Wonderland at Wonderland Korea?
The biggest message I want to say is thank you. We know that you see what we see in the value of our contest and the impact we can have on young minds. We are so grateful to have you as part of the Rube Goldberg family of builders, tinkerers, creators, and problem solvers. And we can't wait to see what you guys come up with this year and in the years ahead. We really hope this program flourishes and finds a foothold in Korea. And tag us so we can see you. Thank you.
A word of encouragement to our friends in Korea.
Have fun, be creative, think outside the box, gather your junk, your friends, and build something extraordinary. We can't wait to see what you do. Thank you in English and 고맙습니다. I hope that's thank you in Korean. Take care. Bye-bye.